Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Take personal responsibility. Stop making excuses. We hear these phrases everywhere, from politicians, from media, from people in power. And yes, personal responsibility is real, but when it becomes the only answer to systemic problems, it stops being advice and starts being a weapon. Let me be clear, personal responsibility matters, showing up to work matters, honoring commitments matters, making thoughtful decisions matters, taking care of your health matters. None of that is in dispute. But there are limits to what personal responsibility can do. It can't raise wages when corporations actively suppress them. It can't make housing affordable when investment firms buy entire neighborhoods. It can't fix healthcare costs when the system profits from people staying sick. It can't create jobs when companies automate or ship work overseas. And it can't make education affordable when tuition rises over 1,000%. Responsibility without power doesn't create solutions, it creates blame. Here's what changed. In the mid-20th century, society recognized collective responsibility. There was an understanding that if people worked full-time, they deserved livable wages. Housing was meant to be affordable. Education was supposed to be accessible. Healthcare wasn't meant to bankrupt families. Companies were expected to owe something to the workers and communities that sustained them. That was the social contract. But starting in the 1980s, that language disappeared. It was replaced with phrases like, "the market will solve it," "government is the problem," "you're on your own," and above all, personal responsibility. As collective support systems were dismantled, individuals were blamed for struggling without them. Here's how the game works now. First, industries are deregulated, labor protections are weakened, and public services are cut. Then, wages stagnate, costs explode, and economic security disappears. And when people inevitably struggle, they're told it's their fault for not being responsible enough. Can't afford housing? You should have made better choices. Buried in student debt? You should have picked a cheaper school. Medical bankruptcy? You should have had better insurance. Can't find stable work? You should have learned to code. Notice the pattern? Every systemic failure gets reframed as an individual moral failing. And this narrative is incredibly useful to those in power. It prevents collective action. If people believe their struggles are personal failures, they don't organize, they don't demand policy change, they don't challenge the people actually making the decisions. Instead, they work harder, blame themselves, and stay isolated. Meanwhile, corporate profits hit record highs, CEO pay explodes, shareholder returns soar, wealth concentrates upward, and we're told the real problem is individual workers not being responsible enough. That's not economics, that's ideology. Personal responsibility matters, but it cannot replace labor rights, affordable housing, accessible healthcare, or fair wages. When a system fails people collectively, the solution must also be collective. Anything else is just telling drowning people they should have learned to swim better. Next video, how chronic stress changes the way people think and vote. Follow for analysis that doesn't blame you for structural problems.